Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Chanel in the City with your host Chanel Omari, and I have a very special guest in the building today. She's an award-winning host for the Food Network. She's one of my favorite food influencers and bloggers in the world. I love her. She's a friend of mine. Her name is Skyler Bouchard from Dining with Skyler. Please welcome her.
How's it going?
It's going great. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being with us.
Thanks for having me and providing a whole platter of bagels.
I know, and I can't. We're going to get to this. You're a foodie expert, as we all know we love, and we got the bagels from Tribeca Bagels downtown. They sponsored this segment today with their food, and they are amazing. Lox, I haven't tried it yet. They have the lox, the tomatoes, capers,
We got everything.
Like stuff, right?
Yeah, I like everything.
Okay, so
I like everything. Honestly, I like lox with my cream cheese. I'm a cream cheese girl.
You're a cream cheese girl.
Yeah, I can't eat the lox straight. I don't know what it is.
I know, me too. And I love cream cheese. I love that you love cream cheese.
Oh my God, I could take a bath in it.
What do they taste? Oh, cravings come and
So talk to us a little bit about how you created this amazing blog, amazing Instagram. You have over 175,000 followers, verified on Instagram, which is very hard to do, by the way. And you created this amazing journey of content where we get lost in your world with you. Like, I feel like every time I watch you, I know you, and you inspire me to like food more, because I'm a foodie, but I'm not a cook or a chef, and you've opened up this world of just new media. So talk to us about what inspired you to do so.
Well, thank you. You just made my day. Well, what inspired me? So many things. I grew up, I always knew I wanted to entertain, but a part of me always loved food. And I didn't put it together that I could marry the two until I was in college. I studied broadcast journalism. I figured out what I liked, what I didn't like. And I had this epiphany, you know, there are no young millennial women doing Andrew Zimmern and Anthony Bourdain style restaurant content and really putting themselves out there and documenting their experience. Right. So that was why I started this whole thing. And it's kind of evolved into not only capturing my journey at restaurants and traveling, but in the kitchen and what I like to cook. Kind of my imagination and where it takes me. I am not culinarily trained, so these recipes are meant to be appealing to the average person. Sometimes it works against me, sometimes it doesn't. Like sometimes I'll cut an onion, someone will be like, "Oh my God, that's not the right way," and I'm like, but you know, it is what it is. But yeah.
So what makes you choose which restaurants to go to, what food to pick? Like, is there a standard? Is there, like, what goes into the thought process?
There's a lot that actually goes into the thought process. I look up new restaurants in the city. A lot of them reach out to me as well, but I can't just accept free meals in exchange for exposure because I have to do my research. I have to look at their menus. Are there items that are different? Are they unique in any way? Because on Instagram, especially now, there's tons of food influencers and a lot of food media, and they're featuring a lot of the same things. So I pick by finding unique dishes around the city that I think are really cool.
I have found my squid soulmate, and I'm about to eat him. I love this sauce. I can't get enough of this one sauce. How do you even... I'm just gonna go for it.
His forehead.
I don't want to just do like those mac and cheese burgers because they're everywhere and I don't find them productive. So I want to find elegant dishes that are fun and different.
Now, you were one of the few that started this whole sphere. You'd go to all the events that everyone invited you to, and you really created this niche. Does it ever bother you that others have followed in your footsteps and try to emulate you?
No, not at all. I started this a while ago. It was called NYC Dining for anyone who doesn't know. So I totally evolved it. And in the beginning, I was confused at what I wanted to do with it. And it kind of worried me that other people were stepping in, and I was like, well, what am I doing? But I'm appreciative that there are other influencers out there because it helped me find my voice and my brand, and no one else is me, so it doesn't bother me because dining with Skyler is not dining with Bob or like dining with Sasha. It's me and it's my soul. And while some of these other influencers have way more followers than me, they're all great. I just know my brand is unique. So it doesn't bother me at all. And in the beginning when I was starting everything, I'm a very anxious person and I'm really competitive and very I obsess over work and wanting to do well. And when I changed my mindset, which was quickly, because I realized where am I getting if I'm saying, oh my God, this person has more followers than me? You're getting nowhere.
Right.
It's out of your control. People are going to do what they're going to do, and I honestly love to watch them grow, because if you think about it in a way where you're like, look at what they're doing, that's really cool. How could I do this my way?
Do you have organic following?
Yes.
So a lot of people have bought the followers in the beginning. Everyone's like, how do I grow it? How do I grow it organically? Is there a method to the madness without you spilling all the secrets?
Oh, I'm fine to spill all the secrets. You go do your thing. Yeah, go get your, no, I wouldn't want to hold any information back. So I would say in the beginning it was easier. I had this really good handle, NYC Dining, and hashtags, I used hashtags a lot, which now it's kind of iffy. Geotags, so I would like different photos at other restaurants, so people would find my page that I'm featuring cool New York dining experiences, and they'd be like, oh, cool. And then the infatuation in some other larger accounts existed, so I would post photos and hopefully pray to the Lord, have them repost me, which got my name out there more. So I do think influencer partnerships, partnering with larger media brands, providing photos, trying to get your name out there in any way where you're getting credit is a really great way to grow.
What made you transform the brand? What happens when you're like, you know what, I need to revamp, I need to start fresh?
To be honest, I was so terrified because everyone's like, oh my God, you're NYC Dining. And I realized the reason I started this to begin with was because I wanted a career in on camera.
Right.
I needed to figure out where and how. And I knew I wanted food, but did I want to be on the Today Show as a correspondent? Did I want to have, I knew I wanted to do travel food, but you have to be realistic. So I knew I needed to get my name out there. I'm not New York City, I am Skyler. So eventually I started, my website was Dining with Skyler, and I realized I need to take this leap. I'm gonna lose some people, but I'd rather have people invested in me instead of NYC Dining. I'm not a Time Out New York, I'm not a guide, I'm a person, and this is my experience. That's why I started this.
Right.
So eventually, after a lot of anxious freakouts, I was like, I'm gonna do it, and I did it, and yes, it was a great decision.
Now I see you doing red carpets, entertainment, fashion, lifestyle, you're very versatile.
Thank you so much. You're sweet.
I have a PhD in producing, but I got it on my resume, so I think I know one or two things, but anyway.
You know lots of things.
Thank you.
So I appreciate all of that. But yeah, people have said that to me all the time, but after my freshman year, I figured out, I worked at CNN Entertainment, I worked at Entertainment Tonight. This was internships while I was in college. I worked at CBS This Morning, and I really figured out, I don't like this. This is not me. Celebrities are amazing, but I can't bring myself to wake up at 4 a.m. to look up what Kim Kardashian wore last night and write a script about it. So that's when I started doing more videos on my channel. I just turned my channel into my soul, because if no one else is gonna give me a job, if you can't make it in the system, beat the system, make your own system.
Oh, hey.
How do you cope when you're in a stressful environment? How do you deal with that?
This is the first time I've ever been called calm. I love caffeine. I'm like, oh my God, let's talk about this. Yeah, I'm positive.
1, 2, 3. Cran, cran, you do the cran, cran, you do the cran, cran, colossal cran, cran, colossal.
But I have my moments when I'm home and when I'm overwhelmed. I can get in a deep hole and overthink everything. The best way for me to get out of that is to this is really cheesy, but just remember to put everything in perspective. My life is great. If I don't get this one job, or if I'm overwhelmed and I don't do something correctly, I am fortunate no matter what. And I find that, I sound cheesy, but I'm so thankful for my family and my life that I'm okay, it's not the end of the world.
So how is your family? Are you guys close? Where are you originally? Tell the audience where you're originally from.
Yeah. I'm actually from Delaware, really random. Joe Biden went to my high school, he goes to my family's church, the whole 9 yards. So we are very close. I have my dad's side is a French-Canadian cooking family. Like we hang out all the time, every major holiday. There's like 45 of us. My mom's side is smaller. We don't see them as much, but my family unit itself, we're really, really close. I'm really fortunate.
And you have brothers and sisters?
Yes, I have a brother. He actually lives in New York.
Oh,
Loves
cool.
food too. We love, like the way we hang out, and this is why I love food so much, is we go to a nice meal. My parents do not cook, but they appreciate a really nice meal and experience.
So that's, you grew up around it, so that's
Exactly.
probably why you're so in love with it. And
Yes, I
and
love
do you
it.
love to cook?
Yeah, I love it. I just am not like a culinary professional,
Right.
so I'm not doing it right, but I do it my way.
We are rocking because we are making rock shrimp. Shrimp at home, easy as can be.
And then like when you do produce your content on the Instagram timeline and stories, what goes into that process in terms of production? Do you sit with your videographer and say, okay, so today we're gonna go to this restaurant because I checked it out, I love it, I love the food? How does that go?
Yeah, so usually we plan our meals in advance. So we have them usually around 3:30, and so we have daylight. And then the beginning of the day, we do either recipe videos or just like logistical work. But we usually plan it out so that she has an idea before the day. Like sometimes it's last minute, but we plan it out pretty well.
You know, everyone thinks princesses are so dainty, but they can eat. Being a princess is hard work.
For me, I always knew what I wanted to do, and I felt very cooped up in Delaware. So when I got to New York, it was no games. Like, I'm going after what I want. I have this idea, I have a vision, I want this. Don't let people stop you.
You have a boyfriend who's
do.
amazing that I always watch your Insta stories. You guys are so cute.
He's the best person.
And I just found this out, that he was also on a reality show.
He was. So I met him on New Year's going into 2016. It was funny because I had actually dated people before who knew what I did and
Right.
either wanted to use me. Like one guy wanted me to promote his app and like, yeah.
Oh, this
And
is
I dated
fun.
another guy who was like very intimidated by it and like really upset. So it didn't work. And my friend was like, I think you'll like my friend Sebastian. He might be at this party tonight. And I was gonna not take a train into the city, but I was like, okay, fine, like whatever. But on the train, I was thinking like, I'm not dating anyone. I need to focus on my career, story of my life.
Right.
And this is what everyone says. And
Yeah.
then I met him at that party, and I honestly thought because I saw NYC Prep and his character is the player who is breaking up with these girls and using French to seduce them as a 15-year-old, like come on. And like going on awkward dates, I didn't think I would like him and I thought he'd be super weird. Well, he is weird in a great way, but like I thought he'd be like an asshole.
Right, like and arrogant and like think he's better.
Yes, I thought he would be arrogant. He was my New Year's kiss. Loved him,
so
the
cute.
best. The whole 9 yards, best guy ever.
And does he help you sometimes, like, hey babe, like I like this content, or like is he supportive in that way?
He's the most supportive person, and it's because he has experienced this as well. He knows what it's like to do media, and he understands, and he has not once ever been intimidated, threatened, jealous, nothing by what I do, and he stands by me in everything.
No. No, I want that one.
Whoa. So changing gears a little, talk about tips on dating.
Do what you want to do. Don't feel like you have to go get drunk at a bar because that's the average date nowadays. The reason I loved Sebastian was because he took me to medieval festivals and like cool things like that. So if you want to do a date like that and the guy's suggesting, let's go to a bar, don't level yourself, like don't put yourself down to that level if you don't see that being something you want to do. Don't settle, don't enter into a relationship with a gut feeling that you're settling because it's only gonna get worse. I would say support is the number one thing. In the beginning of our relationship, sometimes I would get, if Sebastian would be, like I wouldn't spend time with him because he'd be so busy at work, sometimes I'd be like, well, I wanna spend time with him. But I realized that's not the way to go about it. I need to support him no matter what because he gives that to me.
Right.
So I've learned that support is the best thing. Trust, obviously, and everyone knows that, but having an open line of communication with your partner and being able to voice anything from big things to little things like, I need you to empty this dishwasher, without being scared, and like being like meeting each other as a team, I guess. I know that's trust, but that's the point. Meet each other as a team, always be a team. Should never be you versus him. And fights should be like meetings. Like Sebastian and I, if we're having a disagreement, first we'll fight it out, but then we'll be like, all right, let's have a meeting. We need to figure out the solution. Everything should be solution based.
Do you ever how do you deal with the hate if you ever get it, negative comments? How do we deal with that? How should we cope with it?
Yeah, it's funny you're saying I'm so positive and everything, but people give me hate all the time. And whether it's someone saying I need to get a manicure, which happens all the time, someone told me to die the other day. People say really crazy things. I don't take it to heart, honestly. Sometimes I do, because I have my moments.
Right.
But I clap back, and people don't like it on my page, and they don't follow me. But something I realize is I always clap back when people say negative things to me, but I should be also spreading positivity and gratefulness for my followers as well. Because someone told me that. They were like, I'm here for your rants, but you should be positive too about like who's here for you. I'm like, you're so right. So I think I say what I'm feeling.
And what would be your advice to make it in the entertainment industry?
I think it's important to realize that you don't have to fit in to the corporate standard, and especially now you can create your voice. I also think it's important to always have your own vision and have your own voice, especially in an oversaturated Instagram world where everyone's doing the same thing. You want people to look at you and say, I'm going to her because of this, or I'm going to him because of this, not just, oh, another photo of mac and cheese, oh, another photo of lip gloss, you know?
Right.
So I think having a perspective, a purpose, a reason you're doing it.
I love that. Well, thank you so much, Skyler, for being here. You're amazing.
You're amazing.
Please follow her at Dining with Skyler on Instagram and all social media platforms, right?
Yes, yeah.
And the website, can we follow you also at diningwithskyler.com?
It's withskyler.com.
With Skyler.
Yeah, because I cover everything. I have my personal account, Skyler Bouchard, and I kind of married it there.
So with Skyler.com, make sure you check that out. And we have Tribeca bagels, so I wanted just to do a little tasting.
Okay. I'm hungry, so this is great.
Good? Yeah. It's fresh. The lox are they're not too fishy. This is good.
Cream cheese is great.
Anything with cream cheese, we're good.
It's amazing.
Sorry. Oh my God, it's amazing. Thank you.